evening, all. Ira Epstein with your SPDR ETF wrap-up, and this wrap-up is for Wednesday, the 23rd of March, 2023, and the time right now, 7:30 at night. Now, before I go anywhere, tomorrow's the live webinar. If you didn't get an invite from me, it means you're not on my mailing list. How do you get to the webinar without that? You take your cursor, move it right up now. You'll see an icon. When you do so, click on it. I don't know if it works on everybody's iPhone. It certainly works on computers and tablets. I'm not worried about that. We've tried it. But everybody's got a little different whatever with their iPhones. It works on the Apples and so on that I'm trying at least. All right. I've been looking for something of a trade top. One day doesn't mean it's done it. I got what I wanted today. The markets broke hard because I've been saying that I thought they were going to have some trouble up on this rally on my futures financial market video. And, you know, one day's nice, but again, doesn't mean I'm right yet. What is happening on Alibaba, it has come up and it's running into the brick wall at the 18-week moving average of closes. How often do I say to you, regardless if you're up or down, that's your main resistance point when you get up to it for the first time, and that's what it's doing. But you're on a breakaway gap. This is what you call a market with an island bottom. When you get a gap like this and you leave everything again, you have these two gaps. That's called a breakaway. To get really bullish, markets get a piece of news and they jump again, leave another gap, and it's called a runaway. It doesn't mean you get them. It would be the ideal thing in a classroom that I could teach. If you fill this gap, you still have the island bottom, but you're not going to get that to the upside that I'd like to see. Where's the market going? Well, you got the uptrend in place. You got the higher highs, higher lows in the swing line. You'd have to get back under 98.70 to break this momentum. The next resistance, you can see it. It's the 100-day average. If you can clear that in a big way, then maybe the 200. But where's the Bollinger Band? That's what's stopping you. So it's the combination on the weekly chart, the 18-week average, the upper Bollinger Band. You're in an uptrend. The pros are taking money off the table right here, right now, on the first challenge of the Bollinger Band. If you don't understand that, stop right now, write this down, go to my website, IraEpstein.com, go to the word education at the top, read about the enhanced Bollinger Band course, okay? And remember, I'm going to see you tomorrow, I hope, at the webinars. You can ask questions there too. Momentum, you're overbought. There's reasons for right here for this market to have trouble further at this point. Doesn't mean it's turning down again, but it's got a problem. You're in resistance. That's where I think the pros are coming out of Apple. I know you're going to tell me I'm crazy. It's ready to run. It's going to just keep going. Okay. But I don't see a pattern here with a lower low and a higher high. I see a market that what I teach, the first challenge of Bollinger Bands without them being embedded, is often where professional money, I believe, takes the money off the table. In the XLF, you're in an uptrend. You got a lot of resistance here, and be careful. This red line, if it turns down and closes tomorrow with the reading under 79, you got a problem. Then your momentum's turning, and if you clear the 200-day average, you're opening the way for the 18. Right now, the market on the way up had resistance at the 200 and then the 100. On the way down, that should be support here and support there. Does that make sense to you? I hope so. Disney Shanghai, as I told you, closed down because of COVID. Now, COVID is spreading through the U.S. in a big manner. That does not mean we're going to get as sick as the people in China because we're better vaccinated. And they are not saying that even though this spreads quicker, this new variant, it doesn't mean that it's any deadlier and that the vaccines aren't working. In fact, you saw today that, was it Pfizer? One of them went for the emergency patents or approval, if you will, to give children under 6 their next level. That'll be another great thing in the sense that now these little, I call them Petri dish kids, for a reason. You know, if you're grandpa or whatever, you know what I'm getting at. They come over, and what do they give you? Every disease they catch with their friends. XLI, higher lows, higher highs. You're in a big resistance area. Now, you are embedded. Embedded means on pullbacks, the traders are probably going to nibble until you get a red line closing under 79. They'll buy the first reasonably hard break in that market. They would not have bought it today. I think they'll buy it if they get it tomorrow. On the semiconductors, you're in a lot of resistance up here. Did you see today that the head of the semiconductor companies went to Congress and they're pleading their case? And it's a good case. The case is they need subsidies in order to build more plants in the United States. We want that. Do we really want to be counting on China in any manner, Taiwan, China, whatever you want to call it, to be giving us the semiconductors we so badly need? Why aren't we doing that? But there's no free ticket. What do we get back if we help with taxpayer money? It's got a ways to go. I understand the argument, but I understand that we don't want to be paying all this profit and we never get our money back. And don't tell me the more they make, we'll get it in taxes. It's got to be a better deal than that. I'm a horse trader. I think I'd be okay at negotiating that. And XHB, bearish. You know, let's face it, homes are now the median price home, new sale. Did you see it today? $400,600 median price. Who the heck can afford these things? Young kids? I don't think so. So the bargain homes are the ones that used to be expensive at $150,000 to $200,000. That's the way that you got to look at that. On the energy sector, higher lows, higher highs, momentum up, it's still bullish. You'd have to just negate the uptrend, get under 74.71. Target is still 78.82. Gold market, any close over 182.37, I think gives you that impetus to make the run at the upper band. Doesn't mean I'm right, but that's what I would think. This is the battleground. You're there right now. And remember, you have NATO coming up with brand new ideas that they're going to launch between, actually tomorrow. So once they get all together and we hear what the new sanctions are, we'll see. They're not going to be energy sanctions. Germany's not going to agree. Russia's doing that for them. Russia's saying, I don't know that I want to send all that oil. Suddenly, the natural gas pipelines aren't carrying full loads. I don't know if you're watching all this. I do, and I write about it in my futures letter. And you're getting these markets climbing because gold's a natural protection in war and inflation. Copper. This is where I think the pros took money off the table. I'm the biggest bull on copper you'll run into. If you were sitting next to me, I'd be hitting you with the elbow telling you I think the pros are taking their money off the table. I'd like to see more of a bounce. Today, one day is beautiful, don't get me wrong, but you've had this phenomenal run. How does the market do on a two-day bounce? Can you keep the red line from closing over 21? If you can, and intraday you get another bounce in this, wouldn't surprise me if the pros go short. I told my traders, if you're a subscriber, you know what I'm saying, and I have the tapes, when you hit the Bollinger Band area, take half your trade off, because I've told them to sell on the rally here. I think that's the zone to look at again for the short sale. UUP, which is the dollar. Well, support's right here, 26.30, but if you get under 26.25, I think you got to back out of the trade. And in the not foreign exchange, but the euro, as long as you don't get over 202.61, these rallies into 102.61, I think the resistance could be 102.25. Take that out. I think you want to go to the sideline. So please remember, tomorrow's the webinar. Move your cursor up there. Fill out the forms. You'll get the instant user ID and password to get into it. There'll be my email address within your registration form. After you filled it out, you'll get the notice that you're registered. Write me any questions you want. Give me the chance in the morning to put them together into the charts, and away we go. I'll see you tomorrow at 12:15. Take care.